What's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live and direct on the industry's most wanted podcast. Listen, this is my first interview of 2022, and who better to have it with than my bro right here, Boomman, checking in. What's happening?
Booming. Boomman still booming.
Boomman still booming.
Nothing. Y'all know what's going on. You tapped in. Y'all might want to go tell a friend to tune in. It's about to get real.
Facts, man. Y'all share that live.
Share the live. It's about to go down.
Facts, man. Listen, because we got a lot to talk about. I know we're going to cover some stuff today, and we might have to bring you back for a part two. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. I'm with it.
Because I just got a lot of questions that I know a lot of people want to ask, but maybe don't know how to, or they don't know how to reach out to you. Okay. So, you know, without further ado, man, everybody knows Boomman, but sometimes I be thinking some of these youngins really don't know your history.
Right.
You know, take us back how you first started in music.
Wow. I first started in high school. But it's a long story. We'll be here for a minute. So I'm gonna try to. I started in high school. I had I was rapping with two other of my homeboys. We were doing like gospel rap.
Okay.
So I started in that lane. I had another friend who seen us. We was kind of moving around, having some wave in the gospel rap the industry. And my boy K-Rap was like, he liked what we was doing. He wanted to be a part. He was just a dope artist and producer, period. And I was like, you know, I want to get behind you. You feel me? And so me and my boy Mike said, my partner Energy, Daniel, we all tried to formulate this little label called a Circle Click. But we was straight out. Yeah, we was straight out of high school. It sounded like one of them 50 Cent little BMF things.
No,
What's it called?
real.
50 Boys. Yeah, but we had this thing called a Circle Click. And we didn't have no money though. And we wasn't selling no drugs.
Right.
At least I wouldn't.
So it was a struggle, to say the least, because as we know in this business, you got to have a budget.
Right. So I went to the military, and I called myself going to the military to get some money up to start this label. And we had already started purchasing like the beat machine, the computers, keyboards, little rolling keyboard, little microphone, you know, little home studio. And for K-Rap to start working, and my boy Mike to produce, you know what I'm saying? And I went to the military. I went to Iraq. I went to the war. While I was gone at the war, come to find out, K-Rap made an all-time hit with Laffy Taffy, broke ringtone records the whole nine while I was gone.
Dang.
And I was just like, I opened up a little source or Vibe magazine while I was overseas reading the magazines, killing time and seeing them in it. And I was like, oh my God, I got to get home. We on.
Yeah, things are popping. I got to get home.
So that's how I started. And from there, when I came back, he was already signed to this other label. He took the equipment, linked up with Fabo. You know, D4L, he did I'm the man for Shawty Low.
Yeah.
Bubblegum, do it. He ended up being the Snap King. I kind of seen it. Like I said, I seen it in him before it happened. But the whole group of people he was with, you know, I was like an outsider. So they didn't really want me involved because I had a little money. I was in the military.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had a little influence. And so they didn't know who I was. But I just really wanted to learn the business. You know, I was passionate about music.
Right.
They didn't want to let me in. So I was just like, cool, I'm going to do my own thing. Then I said the next time I find a producer, I'm going to sign them. You know, so that's the one thing I learned from that experience by seeing them. They had their lawyers. And so I was like, okay. So I was in Valdosta in the military, and I ran across this producer named K on the track. And I was like, you harder than K-Rap. and K-Rap happened to be his favorite producer. So it just was like destined. And I was just like, you know, that's like one of my best friends. And so he didn't believe me. So I said, I'm going to take you to Atlanta. We're going to meet him. We went by D4L Studio. It blew his mind because he from the projects of Valdosta.
Right.
And, you know, with K-Rap, we end up creating a whole futuristic sound. We end up doing swag surfing. We end up doing J Money, I'm So Futuristic, first name, last name, Young LA 36 Souls, Travis Porter, Black Boy, White Boy, Future Magic, my whole two No Matter What. Man, a lot. Rick Ross, Nicki Minaj, You the Boss, All the Way Turned Up.
Right.
Show Out.
Some big records.
Right. And then after that, you know, I signed Roscoe Dash.
Right.
You know, No Hands, Sexy Girl Anthem, Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. After that, you know, I got behind this group called Charlie Boy Gang. We did the Beef It Up. A1 the Super Group, boy, we turn up everywhere we go.
That was really, really, really hot when I moved to Atlanta back in 2013. Everywhere I went, I heard everywhere I go.
Right.
Yeah, everywhere we go, I was like, that song was popping at that time.
Right. And after that, the Nay Nay. Then I linked up. After that, I kind of went through a phase where it wasn't fun as much. Well, it stopped being fun because I was an artist too. So I started being an artist after the Roscoe situations.
Right.
Obviously, you know, I had songs with 2 Chainz, Future, Gucci, Waka, Rocco, Yo Gotti, K Camp,
Dang.
Michael Montana. I'm forgetting some people, Lil Donald.
Because you work with so many.
Man. And then I had a studio that had made a lot of people, Johnny Cinco, then Lucci came through there, Rich Homie Quan came through there.
Man.
Everybody came through there. Migos came through there.
Is that the one you had more on the north side?
On the north side, yeah. And I was one of the first people that the Migos came to for a situation. Even Future, like Future did Magic My Hoe too. It was like back then, you know, I kind of pioneered, like, because we were throwing parties and stuff too. So I did a lot of stuff. I linked up with the Lights Global in 2017 with Dooney and Miguel. We ended up doing, we did me and my friends, we get turned up, Hotspot, Twins. We did the Juju on that beat, and helped sign Lil Pump. I signed DJ Tully Tales with the
What have you not done? But that's why I wanted to talk about that, because I don't think that everyone understands the gratitude or the level of work that you've put in to get where you're at.
Right.
People who are coming in the business now see you as, you know, you're a big business mogul. You're making moves. You're making power moves.
It's crazy. I'm in the matrix. I can't see what people seeing.
Hey, we see it, bro. Listen, and I'll tell you, like, you know, I've always had respect for you. When I moved to Atlanta in 2013, you were one of the first people that invited me to come through your studio in Norcross, and I pulled up there a few times, and I was like, you know.
Well, you know, that's because I always respected and admired what you did.
I appreciate that.
You know, I was in Valdosta.
Right.
So seeing TJ, DJ, Bigger Ranking, TampaMystic, Rap Juggernaut, like seeing all y'all was inspirational for me.
Man, that's humbling. Thank you so much.
So, you know, y'all paved the way for me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here without y'all.
Man, listen, I appreciate that. And
sure.
And that's why when people come together like that, it's like for a lifetime.
For sure.
You know, and in this business, as we both know, some people are going to come and some are going to go, and it's okay.
Right.
You know, not everyone's meant to, you know,
some people here for a season, some people here for a reason.
Nah, for real. Big facts.
For sure.
So let's talk about, you know, Authentic Empire. Let's talk about that, because I got so many questions, and I'm sure I want to try to bring this around, because I'm sure there's people in here that might be asking questions too. What's happening, y'all? I had to show my face for a minute, but it's all about this guy right here.
Nah, it's about us. It's about us. The culture. What are we doing?
I'm just gonna hold it for a minute. There we go.
Cool.
So let's talk about Authentic Empire, because you are putting. You are putting so many people, not just artists, but you have a whole staff of people that you employ and that come to work and, you know, bust their butts and help you out, and, you know.
Right. That's trying to help independent artists. That's trying to help people live their dreams and go to the next level.
Doing these music reviews and you know, going and doing these big showcases and, you know, putting artists in a position to win, which makes you a bigger boss. I always talk about that. In order to be a boss, you got to put others in a position to be a boss.
I always say, you got to have employees to be a boss. A boss ain't something you give yourself. It's something that somebody else.
I need some employees.
How you a boss? Who you bossing? You ain't got no employees. Who you bossing?
Right. You bossing yourself around?
Yeah, I never got that.
So talk to us about how you came up with the ideal of putting Authentic Empire together.
Well, what happened was in 2012, right? It was like when I was an artist, you know, I helped a lot of other artists. You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize the reason why I was able to help so many artists is because I'm just a genuine person on trying to help people. like that's how I get my blessing.
Yes.
And that's how I get my enjoyment. Like if I could do something to make you smile, you feel me? For sure. That makes me happy, and it makes me want to go harder for
Right.
you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think some people got different love languages. I don't know what they would call mine, but I just like, you know, making people happy and the gratitude that comes from
Absolutely.
it. And then obviously I like winning, you know. So just from being genuine, trying to help artists, I think other artists realized that. They were like, dang, I seen what you did for Roscoe, even though you was an artist. I seen what you did for KE, even though you was an artist.
Exactly.
I seen what you did for this person, even though you was a promoter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I seen how you put on TJ Fetty, Stefan, even though you was throwing parties. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of took a back burner and you invested. It's like I'm always investing into somebody.
Absolutely.
You know, in other people.
You definitely do, because I see your roster, the moves that you've made for these ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing.
I appreciate it.
And, you know, quite honestly, like everybody that I've talked to, you know, GA was here with me recently, and he had nothing but just amazing things to say about the situation.
That's what's up.
You know, he was all praises towards Boomman, and I said, I love that when, you know, you make that type of impact on another human being.
That's what's up. Shout out to GA. Gabriel Averett.
Oh yeah, he corrected me too. It's Gabriel Averett now.
Right.
That's my dog though, man.
well, what I do is this right here, Tampa, man. Like, we all are fans of what we fans of. All I can do is my best. You get where I'm coming
Facts.
from? And if I see something that I like, that I think is dope, I think that's talented, I just try to help. You feel me? And I just try to give them a platform, an outlet, to be able to display their talents and their skills, you know, and by using my platform. And if I got resources and funds to put behind something and I can afford to do it, then I do it if I feel like it makes sense and something that I feel like that will bring me gratitude.
Absolutely.
Because I understand a lot of time in this game, you're not going to make the money back that you put in.
Please believe it. That's right.
And the thing is, well, let me not say that. I feel like you make the money back. It's just you might not make it back in the ways you expect to make it
or
back.
in the time that you maybe want to make
or
it back.
Or the time, exactly. But my thing, what I've learned, because I spent millions doing this, and I've made millions doing this.
Right.
But what I've learned is you don't lose until you quit.
Man, that's a heavy statement right there. You do not lose until you quit. So
it's just an investment.
Do not quit. Keep pushing.
Right. It's just an investment. You know what I'm saying? When you quit, that's when you lost.
That's right.
So, you know, like I've invested in the stuff like even how the Fujiano Gucci situation came about. I did a feature with Gucci when I was an artist. I invested and it paid back. 10 years later, Gucci was like, oh, I know, boom, I did a song with him.
You still had a relationship with him.
Right. And, you know, he remembered from when we did the record.
Absolutely.
And, you know, the streets and, you know, certain people rocking with me and rocking with him and saying, like, I like Boom. I used to have dreads. And, you know, I
remember.
Right. So, you know, that relation paid back 10 years later, but it paid back dividends. It paid back, you know, we did an amazing, huge deal for another artist like Fujiano, and it helped change his life and helped change his family's life and, you know, the people around him life, and gave him a platform and an opportunity to be successful in his dreams and what he wanted to do. It's a lot of situations like that where, you know, I've invested in stuff and it paid back years later.
Yeah.
But what you speaking on Authentic Empire and us helping independent artists, it's just that it was my vision to, you know, do things for artists that I wasn't able to get done for myself.
Right.
So I didn't have a team.
And that's so important.
Right. And
it's hard to do this by yourself, y'all.
Right. And it's like the situation with Money Move. That's why I did Money Move situation, because I felt like he was me.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? And I seen him running around when I was doing Euro campaign with Posse. And I seen him running around pushing, going hard to break this record hitting. And I liked the record. I was like,
it's a hard record.
I was like, it's hard. I was like, I didn't know they didn't have that, because I'm seeing it move. I hear it in all the clubs.
Yeah.
But 3 years later, I'm still seeing them push and push and push and push. And I'm just like, bro, y'all ain't got no situation. So
right.
I hit Red Push because when I was
Shout out to Red Push.
Yeah, I did a song with Red. You know, we go back, Red, JR, Kid. It's like a lot, Amber Grimes. It's a lot of us in that, Tune Day, Sean, like
I met him through
Mega
K
Meezy.
Camp when I first moved here.
Right, K Camp, yeah, Kid, KIP, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of us back in them days. TJ Fetty, of course,
Right.
Stefan, Tez, Scotty. Man, it's a lot of promoters, you know what I'm saying? Day Day, Pat, Bachi, you know what I'm saying? Like Plush Blue, all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody now who was doing promotions and marketing for parties and events all got artists and all are in the music entertainment
Right.
and being really, really successful. And I like to believe I'm the one that pioneered it because I was like the first one to really do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With Roscoe and
Absolutely.
KE. And out of Atlanta in our generation. And then now you got people who are super big, like Meezy got 21 and
Right.
and Tunde and Shine got Love Renaissance, like one of the biggest R&B type labels with Summer Walker and Black and Rari and Drum and man, Day Day with Fly, you know what I'm saying, with TIG.
yeah.
They had Rich Homie and
Right.
Lucci and Q Money and it's a lot of people. It's my boy Pat, you know what I'm saying? He's a A&R at Epic and worked with Drum and did the Uzi and Playboy Cardi and Jack Hart, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's so many of us. Amber Grimes, she
Yep.
did camp. It's just like we all was throwing parties and we was all a part of that generation. But veering off subject.
No, you good. I want them to know your history.
Right, veering off subject. We had it was a lot of artists coming at me trying to get me to listen to their music. And I was like, man, I'm not finna listen to these folk music. I'm trying to break my music.
Right.
And my boy Energy was like, shoot, just charge for it. I was like, shoot, they gonna
It's a
pay me.
business,
I said,
right.
if they gonna pay me, I'll listen to it then.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Big
saying?
facts.
And come to find out, I was able to help guide. A couple people paid me to listen to their music. I was able to help guide them, gave them some good information. They was real receptive, and I was just like, I ain't too bad at this.
Nah,
I said, and then I actually
real
enjoyed
good
it.
at it.
And I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed it. And I helped a couple artists, and from there, the rest. I've been doing it ever since, and I just put together. I just wanted to do for independent artists what I wanted done for myself.
Right.
That's what the whole Authentic Empire vision was about. It was about giving independent artists the opportunity to feel like a major artist and get the same opportunities that major artists get.
And that's a blessing because a lot of these there's so many talented independent artists. I have a lot of them sit here right next to me. I'm like, dang, they are so talented, but they're missing the team. They're missing the budget. They're missing a lot of those
the intangibles.
A lot of the things that it needs to blow them up.
Right.
So let's talk about that a little bit. I know you do your showcases where
Right.
artists have an opportunity to showcase their talent.
Right.
You do your music reviews.
Right.
What is it that Boomman personally sees in an artist or hears from an artist that really captures your attention?
Man, it's so far and few in between. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Finding a dope artist is like finding the next LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, or Steph Curry. It's a lot of talented. It's a lot of people who could play ball and can make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
But it's only a few that's special.
Right.
You get where I'm coming from? It's only a few that's special. But they all can make money.
Right.
You get where I'm coming from? They all can do what they love to do, be successful at it. But it's only going to be a few that's really, really great. Me, I'm always looking for the next great, big thing.
Yeah.
Like, so
It's got to make sense if you're going
Yeah.
to invest your money.
Well, not necessarily. It do have to make sense, but that's not like I will invest and give people opportunities that I feel like is just hungry, and
Right.
that deserves an
But
opportunity.
that makes sense though.
Right,
They're
right.
they're not sitting on their butt being lazy, you know.
Right. But I'm looking for a special. I'm looking for the next Future, the next Thug.
Do we have that
Migos.
next whoever right here in the chat? We got a lot of people tuned in.
Right. So I'm looking for those type of people to help to get behind, because just the same way artists have a dream of being the biggest artist and see themselves on stage, I have a dream of having the biggest music company, music business, entertainment label, not just for artists, but I want to do a lot of different things in entertainment.
Yeah.
But I want to be a part of winning. I want to enjoy life doing it. I want to have fun doing it. I want to work with dope people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to help dope people.
Do you, with the artists, that you do bring on board, and I asked this question because, like I said, I had did an interview with Gabriel Averett recently, and he was a really dope interview. He interviewed very well. So I felt like almost like either he's done this a lot or he had some media training, because I met him years ago. Shout out to Clip Monstar.
Right.
Clip is the one who introduced me to him.
Shout out to Clip.
A long time ago. But with that being said, is that something that you work with closely on your artists? Because when they get behind the camera and the lens, they want to be able to actually talk to people.
Well, I think me, if they need it and I can help them, obviously I'll do that.
Yeah.
Me, I just try to let artists be themselves.
Let them kind of develop.
Yeah, I just try to let them develop themselves because I learned, even dealing with, I don't know if you remember Noah Sharf.
Yes,
I started Authentic Empire
Most
with.
definitely.
Shout out to Noah Sharf because, we still be talking and working, and we got some stuff in the works. Kinda. I did a situation with him with Jeezy. We kind of went our separate ways, but, we found some common ground, and we back at it. Shout out my boy Noah.
Hey.
But like dealing with artists like Noah, and a couple other artists from the past like Roscoe, you try to change them to what you feel like they need to be.
Right.
And what I realize is, when you don't allow them to be themselves, eventually they're gonna buck you.
Yes, exactly.
So for me, it's like, and I just let you do you. And I kind of help guide you. Now, I give my advice and my suggestions and my opinions, and I leave it up to you to take it.
I like that, though, because it gives them more creative control,
Right.
and they're not going to get frustrated. I could foresee if some of these artists signed to some of these bigger labels, and the labels are always telling them, no, you got to do it this way. No, you got to change and do it.
Right.
They're going to get irritated because they're the artist. They're the creator. They want to have creative control.
It's on a larger scale. See, when you get to that scale, you have to be willing to accept that and need that.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? Because shout out to the baby. You feel me? You seen what kind of happened with him.
Yes.
And I think that's unfortunate because I'm a super huge fan of the baby.
Me too,
You feel
right.
me? And his whole camp, Arnold, Carter, all them over there. I rock with them strong. But at that level, they want you to be a certain way.
That's right.
Because it's political at that point.
It is. And you have to be able to present yourself in a certain way.
Right.
I just had this conversation with Bigger Rankin. He called me today, and we always have morning conversations.
Shout out to Bigger, man.
Shout out to OG. He told me he had a great time at your event. I was out of town visiting with my pops, but
okay.
So, I told him earlier today when we were talking, I said, I started doing these interviews 11 years ago, and I've seen myself elevate. Like, I don't use profanity at all in my interviews anymore. I used to, but I said it gets to a point where when people are really watching and pay attention, you just have to project yourself in a certain manner.
For sure.
Not to say when I don't go home, I don't cut up.
For sure. Nah, for sure.
But when you're behind the camera, you have to learn to present yourself in a certain way. It makes you more marketable. Exactly,
because everybody don't like different things. Like some things make people cringe, and you could lose a fan base, you could lose a following, you could lose a core group of people that might be rocking with you, but you might do or say something that offends them and don't realize that that's offensive.
Exactly. You don't intend it that way, but they take it a certain way.
So once you get to a certain level, you have to polish it. You have to clean it up. It's like me. Like, that's why I cut my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm meeting with billionaires.
Right.
Like, I don't want to look like an artist. I'm like, I gotta, these folk trying to give me millions of dollars. I gotta at least look like I'm worthy of getting $1 million.
Well, you look like $1 million. You look like $1 billion.
Appreciate it.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I know that's a big question that a lot of people always want to ask. For any artists that are out there and they're struggling, financially or with a budget.
Right.
I'm speaking to all my artists that are here right now. What would be a piece of advice that Boomman could offer them? Because, you obviously help these artists that are in your label, your management. If they're not with you, any piece of advice that you could provide them on helping them, maybe forming a budget or getting a budget together?
Well, the thing that if it's lack of money, I would double down on information on learning about money and how to make money and how to get money. We're in the information age where, man, you can figure out how to get money in so many ways.
Right.
But I'm gonna give you the real scoop from me.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a little financial literacy that kind of helped me get to where I got to. So rule number one, you understand that business is a team sport. It's not meant to be done by yourself. The thing is this right here. You have to understand first. Let me take that back. The first thing you have to understand is that you are a business. As an artist, you're self-employed. You're an independent, self-employed artist. And if you're not doing it for money or for profit, then it's a hobby.
Yes.
You understand?
Facts.
So understand that first you're self-employed. Now I'm doing business. It's a team sport. It's not meant to be done by myself. Then you have to understand it's only 3 ways to increase income. 3 ways to increase income.
I'm ready. I'm all ears.
Credit, debt, and productivity. Those are the only 3 ways you can increase your income.
I see, and I watch a lot of your videos and stuff that you talk about. And, you know, even for myself, I'm not an artist, but I'm a small business owner, an entrepreneur, and figuring that out is tough.
Okay, so let me break it down to you. Productivity is only 24 hours in a day. So you say, hey, I'm going to do 1 interview a day. Okay, cool. I'm going to increase my income. I'm going to charge people to come do interviews with me, be on my platform. I'm going to do 4 a day.
Right.
Now, shoot, that takes me half my day. I can do 8. I can work 24 hours. I can only do so many interviews in a day.
Period. Right.
Right. So then you need credit and debt. Right.
Yes.
So people are afraid of credit and they're afraid of debt. That's why a lot of them don't increase their income, you know. So what happens is you get you some credit, you get you some debt, you know, well, credit, you know, where you, somebody gives you some money, but that's this. Like I said, they give you a line, credit card, whatever. You utilize that to open up 3 more podcast rooms, and you hire 3 more people who can do podcasts.
Right.
Now, instead of you doing 8 interviews a day, you could do 24 interviews a day.
You put some gems in my ear, bro.
Yeah,
I need that.
Right. So, but that's what the debt and the credit allows you to do. It allows you to get advanced some money.
Pay your people and
Right. So we understand there's 4 types of credit. So with the 4 types of credit, right? You have personal, business, family, and credit partners. Those are the 4 types of credit.
Got you.
So you got your personal credit.
Yep.
You can use your own self for yourself.
Right.
You can get business credit.
Right.
Where you could personally guarantee something in a business entity or a business name such as yourself, like Boomman Inc. or Boom LLC.
Right.
Right.
Which is very inexpensive to develop an LLC, y'all. Everybody should have a couple of them.
Every artist should definitely have their LLC and turn themselves into a business. Then you have family credit, where it's a mom, can you co-sign for me on this?
Right, because Mom Duke's got established credit.
Dad, can you do this? Auntie, uncle, cousin. And then you have credit partners where you say, hey, Boom, you got excellent credit. I got excellent credit. Let's start this business together.
Yes.
And I'll get some credit cards in my name. You get some credit cards in your name. I get a loan. And it's we're personally guaranteeing it through the business.
Wow.
So now you have credit partners. Because you remember what I tell you, rule number 1 is business is a team sport.
It is a team sport for sure.
Think about it. These people who are building these sky rises and these, you know, smart cities and tech companies, it's not, you have a CEO, but you got a CFO,
right,
a COO,
right,
a CTO, a secretary, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got managers, you got so it's a team of collaborate, you know, a team. And my whole new thing for this year is collaboration over competition.
That's big. And it's I think the thing that a lot of people struggle with, including myself, is finding those right people, because I've worked with a lot of people and it's like they end up falling off, or they become lazy, or they show up late all the time.
But see, what you have to realize, that's a part of the game. You have to know that's going to happen. See, when you See, the problem is people are expecting to find that and it not to happen. And they get hurt by it because they feeling like this shouldn't happen. But once you understand that that's going to happen, that's why I tell a lot of people it's not about loyalty, because people are loyal to their families. They're loyal to a dollar. They're loyal to betterment of self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
First,
before
they're loyal to me. You get where I'm coming from?
No, that's true. You are absolutely right.
So for me, it's more so about being professional and communication. Like any relationship is based off of communication.
Right.
And really respect. You know what I'm saying? I respect you. You respect me.
Yeah.
I feel in a certain type of way. I'm not happy with what's going on. Let's talk about it.
You should be able to talk about it and not feel feel offended because you brought that to my attention.
Exactly. So getting back to the debt part, right? So a lot of people, it's credit. We talked about the 4 types of credit. Debt, right? So we talking about debt. People are scared of debt. But that's because they don't really understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Most people, and this is my perspective. So let me preface this to say I'm not a financial advisor, but I've made a whole lot of money using my principles.
Right, exactly.
All of the things that I've read and I've learned over the years.
So you know they work.
Right, they work for me. so I'm just putting that out there.
Putting that disclaimer out there.
Got to put it out there. So debt, most people look at debt, good debt and bad debt as assets and liabilities.
Right.
Yeah, good debt is stuff that make you money. Bad debt is stuff that cost you money. No, that's an asset and a liability. How I look at debt, good debt is debt that somebody else pays for. Bad debt is debt that I have to work to pay for.
Ooh, okay. Definitely a difference there. I hope y'all got that.
So, that's speaking on. So now we understanding, we learning money and finance, and we understanding about debt. So when I go get loans, I stack them. You feel me? I stack everything. This is just free game. I'm giving y'all.
Hey, please.
If you're trying to figure out how to get you some money to invest into your dream. But now it's about being disciplined. It's about coming up with strategy, because it's all based on strategy. It's about hiring the right people. It's about not being selfish. It's about understanding. And that's a whole nother conversation and topic.
Like I told you, we're going to bring you back for a part 2 if you don't mind.
That's cool.
Or I may need to come to your studio and do it.
It doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying? Let me come to your home next time.
Come on, for sure.
I would love that.
For sure. So independent artists that's trying to find a way to get some money, understand the difference between credit, debt, productivity. Understand that's the only ways you can increase income. Don't be afraid of debt. Manage the debt. But it's ways you could still pop off as an independent artist. With no money. With just building relationships, networking, energy. Well, it's gonna take a little bit of money, but But at the end of the day, just really putting in the groundwork. And just the problem with most artists is they don't treat it like a job.
They don't.
They treat it like a hobby but want to get paid from it.
Right.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So I put in real work hours.
I know you do. I see you always. You're somewhere moving and shaking.
Then I put in real work hours. So if you, this is what I would tell a person: keep your job, start your business part-time. Don't do a second job. Start a part-time business. Spend 6 to 8 hours in your part-time business. If your music is your part-time business, until you're able to make it full-time, work 6 hours. Connect with, this is something that I'm doing. Connect with 10 people a day. 10 people every single day. That's 70 people a week. That's how many people in a month.
What's the math on that? I don't know.
That's like
240?
280.
280.
280.
I need to go back to
280 people. 280 people.
It's a lot of people.
Right. A year. How much is that by the end of the year? That's like almost what?
I don't know.
Almost
I ain't got my calculator.
That's almost like 3,000 people.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people.
That's like 3,000 people in a year. So now I have 3,000 real fans by just connecting with 10 different people a day, by just making that one goal.
So
you see what I'm saying?
Being out, meeting people. I know.
You don't even have to be out. You could do it from your internet.
Yeah, social media.
Just message somebody. Just say listen, I'm trying to find my next single. you know, if I had to pay you to listen to my music, would you listen to it? They gonna be like, what? You gonna pay me? Hey, man, I'm just trying to make it as an artist. Man, you might have somebody just say, listen, man, I just check you out, man. Can you help me pick my next single? You feel me?
Listen, that's big right there. I just want to speak on that for a second. The way you approach somebody can make all the difference in the world, because I'm sure you get it more than I do, but I get artists all the time and they're just rude. They just dump links in the DM. They don't introduce themselves. I don't know who you are. Why am I going to click on some random link? You know, for all I know, it might be a virus. You know what I'm saying? Like, introduce yourself, you know, like you said, say, hey man, you know, I didn't got a lot, but I'll slide you $20. Check out my record. Listen,
you catch more bees with honey.
Yeah, that's exactly. Then I might say, you know what, it's all good. Just send it on over, just because of the fact that the way they approached me.
Exactly. So, you know, it's different methods and it's different things you can do, you know, without no bread, just by simply how you use your words, how you communicate with people, going hard, being consistent, you know, setting goals. If your goal is 10 people a day, I'm gonna get 10 real fans every day.
Yes.
And by the end of the month, you could do a single release party. You got 300 people show up. That's gonna look good.
Man, I hope you guys are taking notes. I will be posting this on my page, so if you guys missed any of it, the full interview will be on YouTube. But we're gonna stop right there, man. I appreciate you coming through. Tell everybody, they should already know, but where can they follow you on all your social platforms?
Boomman _AE on all social platforms. You could just Google Boomman. I pull up a lot of good stuff, some bad stuff. Ignore the bad.
Ignore the bad.
They just hating.
Yeah, they
I promise you, they just hating. But it's cool. You know, you got to take the good with the bad, man. That's life. You know what I'm saying? For every yin, it's a yang. For every light, it's darkness. It's something always opposite gonna happen. I take it all.
Please believe it.
With a grain of salt. But it's motivation.
And Boomman
what
still
up, DZ De Niro? I see you got some people you know.
Hey, tell out DZ De Niro.
Flex Game Slim. Tampa. You know what I'm saying? We here, man.
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah, man.
In the building.
Yeah, we just gave him a classic exclusive. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing all year.
And we're gonna do this again. Next time I want to like maybe try to carve out to spend 2 hours with you.
Come on.
I know that might sound like a long time, but
it is a long time.
But
you're gonna have my wife like, man, what you doing?
She come with. She come. She could come hang out
like,
too.
You 2 hours to tell what y'all doing.
Nah. Hey, no, I just really want these people, you know, because I get asked a lot of stuff, and I'm sure you get asked 10 times more than I do. And of course, we can't give it to them all. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to come pay you for consultations and things of that nature. But as much as that we can provide them, you know,
well, I want them to look at it, man. You investing in you.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to spend money on it, you really feel like that has no value.
Right.
So that's the reason why I charge. If you like, I know I have value.
Free is too expensive. That's what Bigger always says. Free is too expensive. They don't value it.
They don't value it at all. So, you know, once you put your money on something, it's like, okay, cool.
Right. They're going to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
They're going to pull up.
Well, listen, y'all, we about to get up out of here. Thank you, everybody who tapped in tonight. Like I said, the full interview will be on my IG Live. It'll be on YouTube in a couple days. So we out of here, y'all.
Booming.
Still booming.
It's authentic or nothing, and I'm out. Let's go.
Hey.